dear students, welcome back to the lectures of computer organization. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about the topic called basic operational concepts. So for understanding this particular topic called basic operational concepts, we must know the basic thing of CPU organization so that we will easily understand what is a basic operational concept. So regarding the CPU organization, we will understand what are operands and what are operators. Why? Because we must understand what is an instruction first of all. Instruction is a collection of both operands and operators. So instruction, or otherwise it can also be called as an arithmetic expression. An arithmetic expression can also be called as an instruction. So if I take an example arithmetic expression or instruction, it will be in the form of like this: 3 plus, see, this is an arithmetic expression we have taken. Suppose if it is in the form of if the same thing can be written in the instruction form, that can be written as add a comma b comma c, so that we will add two elements and we will store the results of two elements into the third variable. So we can take this in the instruction form of add a comma b also. So we will add both the elements of 3 and 6 and we will store the results of 9 in some other variable, or otherwise we can store 9 in the b itself. So that is how we are going to evaluate an instruction. So here we have taken an example for arithmetic expression 3 plus 6 equal to 9. As we all know that 3 and 6 are the operands, plus is an operator. So generally what we require for an arithmetic expression, we require both operands and operators. So now we will understand how actually we are going to perform the arithmetic, how we are going to perform the addition operation. First we will take the operand 3. Operand 3 is one of the inputs, followed by addition operator, and operand 6 is the other input necessary for the operation. What we are doing here, we are going to perform addition operation, and the result of 9, the result of the operation is 9. So number 9 is also called the sum of the operands, which are called as 3 and 6. So we must also store the result in some other variable. So that is why we are considering, we need to consider what are the input operands we have and what is the output operand we are going to get. So for this, we will understand what is this for this operation to be performed. We require some registers. Registers are nothing but temporary storage devices. So generally what happens is, in computer, if any arithmetic evaluation or if any arithmetic expression evaluation takes place, it uses register for storing the data temporarily, and finally it stores the results in the registers itself finally, and it sent the final results to the user if it requires. So we'll understand what is register, because registers are required for storing the data while evaluating arithmetic expressions. That is why we are going to understand now what is a register. Register is a temporary storage device. It is a small component in the processor. These components, these are the devices that are present in the processor itself. So these registers are temporary storage devices. So they can hold data temporarily. So what happens here, previously we have taken an example 3 plus 6 equal to 9. So there we have input operands as 3 and 6. We will store 3 in one register, 6 in another register. So after performing addition operation, we can store the result in another register. Like that, so while evaluating arithmetic expressions, we will use registers for data storage purposes. So this is what we need to understand regarding the registers. Particularly in CPU organization, we have many types of registers. We'll understand now what are the types of registers we are having. First one is memory address register. See, this memory address register holds the address of a particular instruction. It holds address of particular instruction. Memory data register. This memory data register holds the data values of a particular instruction. Next one is program counter. So program counter, the task of program counter is to find out the address of the next instruction which is going to be executed. Program counter find out the address of the next instruction which is going to be executed. What is instruction register? Instruction register will take the help of ALU, arithmetic and logic unit, and final instruction register stores the final results of the instruction. By taking the help of arithmetic and logic unit, it stores the final results of ALU. So we have some general purpose registers as we have discussed earlier. So far we have discussed about registers, right? Those registers are called as general purpose registers. See, again we will understand what are these types of registers with an example. So suppose if I have an instruction add a comma b, it is an assembly language instruction. We will take assembly level language instruction for understanding this very clearly. So consider we have an instruction add a comma b. So there we need to find out the addresses of two variables a and b. So those addresses of a and b will be find out by this memory address register. So address of that particular instruction, address of the particular instruction add a comma b will be evaluated by memory address register. After finding the address, the data contents of those particular operands, they will be identified by memory data register. So program counter will go for fetching the address of the next instruction. Initially what happens is program counter itself will identify the address of the first instruction, and program counter will hand over the address to the MER. Initially, if we have a sequence of instructions, consider we have 10 instructions for execution, the address of the first instruction will be identified by, will be find out by program counter only. The address of the first instruction will be identified by the program counter only. So what happens here, the program counter will use that address to the memory address register. Now memory address register will find out the address of the particular program counter will find out the address of the instruction and gives the address to the memory address register. So memory address register will find out that goes to the particular location and tries to access the values from there and gets the values and stores the values in memory data register. So this is what happening here. We have an instruction register. We have an instruction register here. Instruction register stores the results of the final instruction, and we have some general purpose registers here, R02, Rn-1. These registers are called general purpose registers, and these registers are used to store data temporarily. We'll understand with the help of a diagram. Here what happens, we have an unit called control unit and also ALU. Control unit will send control signals to all the units in the CPU. It may send control signals to the ALU before it performs operation. It may send control signals to the registers before it gets values, or before it read the values or write the values into the registers. So, and ALU, you see, ALU will find out, see here, before it takes the data values from the registers, it has to send control signals to the registers. And ALU will also interact with the registers. ALU stores the data values in the register sometimes, and it may also access data values from the registers. So what we need to understand here, so whatever the operation to be performed here, control unit must send control signals to all the units before an operation is to be performed. So this is what we must understand from the CPU organization, and a number of registers are present in the CPU. Some are general purpose registers and some are special purpose registers. We will understand now what are the special purpose registers and what are general purpose registers with the help of another diagram called basic operational concept diagram. We will see now we have a component called memory. So as I told you, there are functional units like input output memories, CPU, ALU and control unit. So memory is one of the functional unit, as we all know. So processor, in the processor, what I told you, processor is a combination of ALU, control unit and some other registers. So please try to understand here, this is a separate unit, memory is a separate unit, processor is a separate unit. Processor consists of ALU and control unit. What is ALU? Arithmetic and logic unit. Along with ALU and control unit, processor also consists of some types of registers. There are two types of registers the processor contains. Processor contains general purpose registers as well as special purpose registers. See, these R0, R1 and so on, Rn minus 1, these are called as general purpose registers, and the registers like MAR, PC, IR, MDR, all these are called special purpose registers. Now we will understand what is the task of each and every register very clearly. So we see here there is a connection between memory address register and memory. See, this is there is a one-way communication is going between memory address register and memory, and see here two-way communication is going between memory data register and memory, and here also there is a two-way communication between control unit and memory. Definitely with any unit, control unit must have the two-way communication. Why? Because we will understand here, control unit must pass control signals before any device performs some operation. See here, we will understand this diagram in a sequential order. First, what happens initially, program counter. What we are going to understand with the help of this diagram, we are going to execute some set of instructions. What do you mean by set of instructions? Set of instructions is nothing but a program. So how a CPU, how the processor executes some set of instructions. So how the CPU, how the processor executes a program. Program means what? It is a collection of instructions, right? So definitely, for we have a collection of instructions, and our processor is going to execute those collection of instructions. How it is going to perform, we will see now. See what it is going to do. First, initially, what happens? Initially, program counter will fetches the address of the beginning instruction. See, the task of program counter is to fetch the address of the beginning instruction, and from there onwards it will be in a task to find out the address of the next instructions. So in the beginning, what happens? Program counter will fetches the address of the beginning instruction, and it handovers the address of that instruction to the MAR. So once MAR took the address from the program counter, MAR will goes to that particular location. MAR will goes to that particular location and fetches the instruction, and gives that instruction to the MDR. Now what MDR will do? MDR will fetches the data contents. And it gives the data contents to the MDR fetches the data contents and gives the data contents to the IR. So instruction register, in the instruction register, the execution of that instruction will takes place. So IR will takes the help of arithmetic and logic unit, and the instruction will be evaluated finally. If it is required, it is stored in the memory. Otherwise, the next instruction will takes place. See here what is happening. See, initially we will see from the beginning onwards. Our first step is, initially if we have some set of instruction, program counter is fetching the address of the first instruction. Program counter will fetches the address of first instruction. Program counter will gives that address to the MAR. MAR will go and find that address in the memory. So after finding that address in the memory, it will fetches the instruction, handovers the instruction to the MDR. MDR will fetches the data values and gives the instruction to the IR. IR with the help of ALU unit, instruction register with the help of ALU unit evaluates that instruction, and finally it stores the results in the memory. Again, from there onwards, program counter will be in a task to find out the next instruction. Again, program counter will hand over address to the MAR. The same process will goes until all the instructions gets executed. So this is what happening. This is what happening in the basic operational concept. So we must understand very clearly. This is the basic operational concept with the computer for executing an instruction. So we have understood what is MEA, program counter. Program counter will fetch us the address of the beginning instruction as well as address of each and every instruction in the program. So what is the task of program counter? Fetches the address of the instruction, handovers the address to the MER. MER will takes the address from the program counter and it goes to the memory unit, finds the location of the instruction and handovers that instruction to the MDR. MDR will find out the data contents. Along with the data contents, it handovers the instruction to the IR. IR, with the help of ALU unit, it executes the instruction. So for everything to happen here, control unit must pass as control signals. So this is called a basic operational concept. So we will see the step-by-step procedure. We will see the step-by-step procedure of operating steps of basic operational concepts. See here, what is our first step? Programs reside in the memory and usually get this through the input. See, when the program execution will start, program execution starts when the PC is set to the point as the first instruction of the program. So when the program counter identifies the address of the first instruction, then it starts the execution process. And next, what happens? Contents of PC are transferred to the MAR. Contents of PC are transferred to MAR and a control signal is sent to the memory. Once MAR gets the address, MAR will goes and find out the instruction and the data contents will be loaded in the MAR. MDR. Contents of that instruction will be loaded into MDR. Then what happens? Now the contents of MDR are transferred to the IR, instruction register, and now the instruction is ready to be decoded and executed. And please remember, whenever the instruction is sent to IR, then we can say that instruction is ready for execution. Instruction is ready to be decoded and executed. And what is our next step here? It also takes the IR, instruction register will also takes the help of ALU for executing the operation. Why? Because if there are any arithmetic expressions, those arithmetic expressions are evaluated by ALU only. So that is why it takes the help of ALU and it performs the operation. Then what happens next? Immediately it will go for the next cycle. An operand in the memory is fetched by sending its address to the MER and initiating a read cycle. So after that, once the instruction is executed, and immediately it goes to the next instruction execution. What happens now here? An operand in the memory is fetched by sending its address to the MAR and initiating a read cycle. When the operand has been read from the memory to the MDR, transferred from MDR to ALU. What is happening here? So we need to fetch the operands of the instruction, right? Definitely, what happens here? We need to find out the addresses of the operands also. So we need to understand very clearly. MAR will fetches the instruction. An operand in the memory is fetched by sending its address to the MAR and initiating a read cycle. So when the operand has been read from the memory to MDR, it is transferred from memory data register to ALU. So from there onwards, the second instruction will goes for execution. So these are the steps we have. For executing an instruction. So what happens? Usual instructions are residing in the memory. So execution of the program starts when the PC is set to the point at the first instruction of the program. After finding the address of the first instruction, PC handovers the address to the MAR. Once MAR gets the address, the contents of the instruction will be loaded into MDR. Then what happens? The contents of MDR will be transferred to IR. Now the instruction is ready to be decoded and executed. And IR will also takes the help of ALU and for executing the instruction. Next, immediately what happens? Once this execution is completed, first instruction is completed, PC will find out the address of the next instruction. Again, PC will hand over the address to the MAR. The same process will be repeated, and this is how the instruction execution will takes place. And this is about basic operational concepts what I would like to teach you, and in the next video lecture we'll continue with another topic. Thank you.